The sound of waves gently crashing against the rocks at Baker Beach in San Francisco echoed through Sara Mills' bedroom window. She looked outside, watching the horizon. For many, the view was a symbol of peace and serenity. For her, it was now a cruel reminder of everything she was losing. At 42 years old, Sara was fighting what she knew would be her last battle, terminal cancer. She felt trapped in her weakened body, caught in a cycle of treatments and pain, clinging to the support of Max, her husband, and Anne, her best friend, who had always been by her side. Max entered the room quietly, his footsteps soft, worried about her state. How are you doing, love? He asked, approaching the bed, his voice wrapped in a false gentleness. He held her hand, his eyes revealing a mixture of concern and something else, something she couldn't quite identify yet. Sara smiled faintly, trying to ignore the weariness in her soul and body. Today is a good day, I think. I'm not in as much pain as I was yesterday. Max nodded, his gaze distant as he adjusted the blankets around her. I'm going to head downstairs to make you something to eat. And is on her way, she said she wanted to spend the afternoon here. Sara watched him leave the room, her chin trembling slightly. Over the past few months, Max and Anne had been her rocks. The thought of facing them each day became easier thanks to the unconditional love she believed they felt for her. Anne, at 41, was practically a sister to Sara, having shared decades of friendship. They had laughed, cried, and faced hardships together. Now, Anne was a constant presence, helping Max care for her, offering the comfort that Sara desperately needed. Later, Anne arrived with her warm smile that, until that moment, had never stirred any suspicion in Sara. Hey, sweetheart. How are you? Anne asked, sitting beside her on the bed, running her fingers through Sara's hair. The touch was comforting, or at least it should have been. Sara sighed, closing her eyes for a moment. Better now that you're here. I brought your favorite flowers, Anne said, presenting a bouquet of white lilies, a symbol of purity that, ironically, seemed to be the opposite of what Sara would discover later. You always bring me flowers. Sara smiled, but there was fatigue in her eyes. I don't know what I'd do without you. And leaned in, kissing her forehead. I'll always be here for you, sweetheart. Sara felt a wave of gratitude, her heart warmed by Anne's reassuring words. Even as her body betrayed her, she knew she could count on the two most important people in her life. Or at least, that's what she thought at that moment. Additional dialogue between Max and Anne. While Sara rested, Max and Anne found themselves in the kitchen. She's getting worse, Max whispered, his voice heavy as he stirred the tea he was making. And watched him for a moment, a shadow of guilt crossing her face before it vanished. It won't be long now, Max. We need to be prepared. He sighed, pulling the kettle off the heat. I know, we just have to hold on a little longer. The silence that hung between them was thick with tension, an echo of their dirty secrets. For them, Sara's end meant the beginning of something new and profitable. For Sara, at that moment, it meant the end of all hope. The sun began to set in San Francisco, casting a golden light through the windows of Sara's house. She was weak, but she forced herself to get out of bed that afternoon. She wanted to feel alive, to do normal things, even if they were small, like picking a book from the office shelf or maybe losing herself for a few minutes in the scent of the garden that intended so lovingly. With great difficulty, Sara descended the stairs, each step a reminder of her body's fragility. As she approached the hallway leading to the office, she heard muffled voices. Max and Anne were there, talking. Curious and unwilling to interrupt, Sara stopped just before reaching the door. However, Max's words held her in place. Asterisk, it's all set, Anne. The life insurance will be paid as soon as, asterisk. Sara trembled. Was she hearing correctly? Why would Max be talking about life insurance now? I can't wait any longer, Anne said, her tone low but filled with frustration. Asterisk, this is taking too long. When is this all going to be over? Asterisk. Sara, paralyzed, felt her heart race. Anne's voice sounded strangely cold, as if she were discussing a trivial task, not her best friend's terminal illness. Soon, Max replied, with a chilling calmness. Asterisk, you just need to be patient. We can't do anything that might raise suspicions. When Sara dies, everything will be ours. The insurance covers all the costs, and we'll be fine. Asterisk. Each word struck Sara like a dagger to the heart. She felt her legs weaken, her hands starting to tremble. The world around her seemed to dissolve into a blur of pain and betrayal. Her mind struggled to process what she had just heard, but the reality was too brutal to bear. They were waiting for her to die. Max, the man she had shared her life with, and Anne, her childhood friend, they were together, planning her death, eager for the life insurance payout. And how much longer until she, Anne asked, hesitating, but showing no trace of empathy. Max sighed. Asterisk, the doctors say it could be quick now. She's getting worse. The stress is doing the work for us. Asterisk. Those final words hit Sara with such force that she almost collapsed. She felt the world spinning around her, as if she were about to faint. Gripping the wall, breathing heavily, she knew she needed to get out of there. She couldn't let them see her now. She hurried back, her legs trembling, barely able to support her weight. She climbed the stairs as if fleeing a nightmare, each step a struggle, until she locked herself in her room. There, with the door shut, she collapsed on the floor. Tears came pouring down as she sobbed in despair, hugging her body in a futile attempt to protect herself from the brutal reality. They don't love me. They're just waiting for me to die. The words echoed in her mind, making her choke with anguish. What had she done to deserve this? How could the two people she trusted the most betray her so cruelly? In that moment, Sara knew her fate was sealed. She was not just a woman dying of cancer. She was dying at the hands of two people who wanted her gone as quickly as possible. The pain of betrayal was as devastating as the disease itself. And now, she didn't know which hurt more. Hashtag additional dialogue between Sara and her conscience. As she sobbed on the floor, Sara began to murmur to herself, almost unconsciously. Asterisk, how could they? Max, and why? Asterisk. With each word, the pain seemed to intensify, crashing over her like waves. Her already fragile body felt as if it was giving in to the emotional weight. I trusted you both so much, her voice came out as a hoarse whisper. Closing her eyes, she recalled all the moments she had shared with Max, the days he cared for her, telling her he loved her, that he would be by her side until the end. She remembered the afternoons spent with Anne, laughing and sharing secrets, trusting in a friendship she thought was unbreakable. And now, everything felt like a lie. Asterisk, I'll never be the same. Asterisk, she murmured, her voice barely audible. She was right. Something had shattered inside her, something that would never be restored. The days that followed Sara's terrible discovery became a whirlwind of pain, despair, and resignation. Her body, already weakened from battling cancer, began to deteriorate even more rapidly, as if her soul was giving up. The weight of betrayal accelerated her decline, and darkness loomed closer with each passing day. Max and noticed Sara's rapid decline but showed no genuine concern. They continued their care, but their intentions were tainted by a desire to see the end come quickly. On a cold October morning, Sara awoke feeling something was different. Her breathing was heavier, each movement brought a pain she could no longer ignore. Deep down, she knew her end was near. Her tired, Heavy eyes landed on a photo of her and Max on the bedside table, a reminder of a time that seemed distant, when she believed in unconditional love. Max entered the room, his face calm as always, but there was something in his gaze that made her shiver. "Good morning, love," he said softly, approaching the bed. How are you feeling today? Sara watched him in silence for a moment, feeling the pain and anger burn in her chest. She wanted to scream, confront him with the truth she had discovered, but she had no strength left. Instead, she simply murmured. Tired, Max. So very tired. He nodded, his gaze vaguely distracted. You know we're all here for you, right? He said, as he adjusted the blanket around her with a gesture that seemed almost mechanical. And I will do whatever it takes. The mention of "and" shattered something within Sara once more. She turned her gaze away, staring at the ceiling, trying to ignore the unbearable pain in her heart. All for me. Or for yourselves, she thought, but she couldn't voice it. Max fell silent for a few moments before saying, almost casually, the doctors said we could increase the morphine dose, to ease your pain. Maybe that's a good idea, what do you think? Sara felt her heart tighten. He wanted her sedated until the end. He wanted to speed up the process, ensure she would leave in silence and without resistance. Tears silently slipped down the corners of her eyes, but she didn't dignify his suggestion with a response. She knew she was losing the battle. Anne arrives for a visit. That afternoon, Anne entered the room. Her sweet smile and calculatingly concerned gaze were almost unbearable for Sara. Seeing the woman she once called a friend, who now was part of a conspiracy against her, felt like a torture even worse than cancer. "Hey, dear," Anne said, sitting by the bed. How are you feeling? Max said today was a tough day. Sara didn't respond immediately. Her mind was in a whirlwind, and her energy drained with every unspoken word. After a long silence, she finally whispered. Why are you here, Anne? Anne, momentarily taken aback, forced a smile. I'm here for you, Sara. I've always been. We're best friends, remember? Sara, too exhausted to confront her directly, simply closed her eyes, letting the weight of silence speak for itself. And watched her for a moment, trying to interpret what was happening in Sara's mind, but soon looked away, impatient. You need to rest, and said softly, taking Sara's hand. Everything is going to be okay. But Sara knew those words were empty. It will be okay for you, not for me, she thought bitterly. She wanted time to end for them, not for her. The final moments. That night, Sara woke up in the darkness, feeling as though she was on the edge of a precipice. Her breathing was labored, and a new intensity of pain gripped her chest. The room was silent, but the weight of Max and Anne's betrayal filled it. She knew she wouldn't survive much longer. She felt her body giving up, as if it were accepting defeat. In that moment, with pain and anguish crushing her heart, Sara decided to stop fighting. All she wanted was for it to be over, for her pain, both physical and emotional, to end. Max entered the room, finding Sara in a pitiful state. There was something in his gaze, a silent triumph that Sara noticed, even in her weakness. I just want to rest, Max, Sara murmured with difficulty. Max nodded, picking up the syringe of morphine next to the bed. He prepared it in silence, ready to administer a larger dose, something he knew would help her pass quicker. I'll take care of everything, love, he whispered, as he injected the dose. You'll be at peace. But as the darkness began to envelop Sara, a final flicker of resistance ignited within her. She didn't know how, but something deep within her refused to accept that end. Even as her vision started to fade, a last and bitter promise formed in her mind. You won't escape this. And then, darkness consumed her completely. Sara suddenly opened her eyes, gasping for air as if she had just emerged from a deep abyss. The pain that had accompanied her for weeks had vanished. She felt the bed firm beneath her, different from the sterile softness of the hospital cot. Her senses were muddled, the surroundings felt familiar yet strangely different. Her heart raced as she realized she was not in the hospital. She was in her old bedroom, the walls adorned with pictures she hadn't seen in years. The clock on the bedside table read 6:30. Morning, with her eyes still heavy, she turned to the side and found Max sleeping next to her, his face serene and carefree. She sat up abruptly, panic beginning to overwhelm her mind. How is this possible, she thought, her heart pounding in her chest. She brought her hands to her face, feeling the smooth skin free of the marks of suffering that the disease had left behind. She rushed to the mirror in the bedroom, and what she saw left her paralyzed. The reflection in the mirror was that of a healthy woman, full of life. Her features, still youthful, glowed in a way she hadn't seen in years. Sara touched her face, incredulous, and tears began to stream down her cheeks. This can't be true. I was dying, Sara. Max murmured behind her, his voice groggy with sleep. Is everything okay? She slowly turned to face him, her mind struggling to process what was happening. Max looked younger, with fewer wrinkles around his eyes and less gray in his hair than she remembered. He sat up in bed, scratching his eyes, unaware of the shock that gripped her. Max. What day is it? She asked, trying to remain calm, but her voice trembled. He furrowed his brow, confused. Today's Monday. August 4th, I think. Why? Sara's heart nearly stopped. 2014. I've gone back to 2014, 10 years before the diagnosis, before the betrayal, before her death. Are you okay? Max asked, now visibly concerned by the expression of panic on her face. He got out of bed and approached her, reaching out to touch her shoulder. She instinctively recoiled, a wave of emotions crashing over her. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He hasn't betrayed my trust yet, but I know everything. She struggled to conceal the pain and resentment bubbling within her. I just had a strange dream, she quickly said, trying to mask the truth. Max smiled slightly, the smile that had once comforted her, but now felt like a lie. Was it a nightmare? You look shaken. Something like that, she murmured, looking away. I'm just going to get some fresh air. Sara left the room quickly, still processing the surreal situation. Upon reaching the kitchen, she leaned against the counter and took a deep breath. How is this possible? She was back in time, with all the memories of her death, of Max's and Anne's betrayal. This is a second chance. A chance for me to change everything, and take revenge. First steps. Later that morning, Sara sat alone at the kitchen table, her fingers drumming on a coffee cup as her mind raced with possibilities. She now had the opportunity to prevent everything. But how would she use this chance? The pain of reliving the past still consumed her, but at the same time, something darker grew inside her, a burning desire for revenge. She couldn't look at Max the same way anymore. Not after everything she knew he would do. She needed someone she could trust. Tyler Hawkins was the director of the company where she worked, and he had always been a supporter of hers. He would be key to what she needed to do now. Meeting with Tyler. That afternoon, Sara decided to seek out Tyler. Entering his office, she found him sitting behind his desk, focused on some documents. Tyler was an intelligent and discreet man, with a confident demeanor. When he saw her walk in, he smiled, the kind of smile she knew came from someone genuine. Sarah. What a surprise, he said, rising to greet her. How are you? She hesitated for a moment, trying to find the right words. Tyler, I need your help, Sara said, her voice firmer than she expected. He raised an eyebrow, intrigued. Of course, what do you need? Sara took a deep breath, feeling the weight of what she was about to reveal. She knew she couldn't tell him everything, but she needed him to believe that something was happening. I can't explain everything right now, but something happened to me. I need to change my life and protect what's mine. Tyler looked at her more intently, his expression turning serious. Protect from whom, Sara? What's going on? I can't trust many people, Tyler. I just need you to help me make some financial decisions and reorganize my priorities. He crossed his arms, clearly weighing her words. You know I'll always be here for you. Whatever you need, I'm here. Sara nodded, relieved to know that at least Tyler was still someone she could trust. Thank you, Tyler. That means a lot to me. As she left his office, she felt something new, control. Now it was in her hands to ensure that the future would be different. And nothing, neither Max nor Anne, would stop her from seeking justice. Sara couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. The idea of being back in the past, in 2014, was still incredibly surreal. How was this possible? She had died, succumbed to cancer, and more painfully, she had been betrayed by the people she loved most. Now, however, she was healthy, and cancer hadn't yet begun to manifest. Her life was again at her disposal, and she didn't intend to make the same mistakes. That morning, as she looked out the kitchen window, she saw Max hurriedly leaving for work. Sara's heart tightened, but she steeled her emotions. I know who you really are, she thought, her eyes following his every movement until he disappeared down the street. Now she had time to plan, time to watch, and most importantly, time to prevent Max's and Anne's betrayal from happening. Max rushed back into the kitchen, wearing his usual carefree smile, holding his phone and car keys. Are you going out today? He asked casually. We have that dinner later, remember? With Anne and Robert. The mention of Anne made Sara's stomach churn, but she kept her face impassive. She still wasn't ready to confront Anne. Not now, not with so many variables at play. Yes, I remember, she replied, forcing a small smile. I'll get ready later. Max glanced at the clock. Great. I need to hurry, I have an important meeting at 9. Sara watched him leave, and silence filled the house. The last time she had trusted him blindly, he had shattered her, and she wouldn't allow that to happen again. Now I play by my rules. First steps. That afternoon, Sara decided to move forward with her plan. Her first mission was simple: observe. She knew that Max and Anne hadn't started their affair yet, but it wouldn't be long. She needed to be alert to the signs, to their behaviors. The next step would be to protect her assets and ensure that the life insurance, which she already knew would be one of the main targets, was adjusted in her favor. Hours later, when Max came home, Sara was already preparing for dinner with Anne and Robert. In the back of her mind, she was readying herself for what was to come. She was playing a dangerous game, but this time she had the advantage of knowledge. Are you ready? Max asked as he stepped into the room. Sara, finishing up her hair, glanced at him in the mirror and forced a smile. I'm ready. Let's go before we're late. As they drove to the restaurant, Sara's heart raced. This would be the first time she would see and sense her return. She knew she had to keep her emotions in check, not letting on that she already knew the future. Every word from Anne would be a clue, every gesture a potential betrayal beginning to unfold. The meeting with Anne. At the restaurant, Anne and Robert were already seated when Max and Sara arrived. Anne, ever the extrovert, stood up with a big smile and hugged Sara. Sara. It's so great to see you. She exclaimed, radiating joy. You look stunning as always. Thanks, Anne, Sara replied, her smile tight as she felt the weight of the deception lurking behind the words. Anne was a beautiful and elegant woman, with a presence that lit up any room. But to Sara, she was now a snake, poised to strike at the right moment. As dinner progressed, Sara carefully observed each interaction between Max and Anne. So far, there were no visible signs of anything out of the ordinary. They treated each other like longtime friends, exchanging jokes and laughing over old stories. But Sara knew that at some point, things would change. So, Sara, how have you been? You seem so well, and commented in a friendly tone. Is life treating you kindly? Sara felt the impact of that question, knowing the answer that would come years down the line would be very different. But for now, she had control. Everything's great, Sara said, her smile calculated. I'd say I'm in the best phase of my life. Max looked at her, surprised. You seem different, you know. Sara turned to him, maintaining a firm gaze. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm just more aware of everything around me. The mood at the table turned slightly tense. Robert, who had no idea what was brewing beneath the surface, continued laughing and telling stories, oblivious to the emotional storm Sara was holding back. One step ahead. After dinner, as they drove home, Max casually commented. You and Anne seemed a bit distant tonight. Is everything okay? Sara suppressed a sigh. Yeah, of course. I think I'm just tired. A lot on my mind. Max nodded, not pressing further. Sara stared at the road ahead, her gaze distant. Tired? Yes, she was tired, but also determined. This was just the beginning. She knew she had to prepare for the upcoming months, keeping Anne and Max close enough to monitor their moves, but far enough to avoid further wounds. Back at home, while Max took a shower, Sara sat on the bed and opened her laptop. She started reviewing her bank accounts, life insurance, and properties. She needed to ensure that Max and Anne wouldn't have access to anything. Her finances would be a fortress. This time, I won't be the one destroyed. Sara sat in her office, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. Her plan was in motion, and she had already started adjusting her finances and keeping a close eye on Max and Anne. But she knew she couldn't do it all alone. She needed someone she could trust, someone reliable. That's when she thought of Tyler Hawkins. Tyler was the director of the company where Sara worked, and he had always shown her great respect. He was a smart, pragmatic man who, above all, was fair. Over the years they had worked together, Tyler had become a sort of mentor to Sara, always available to guide her through tough times. He was the only person she could trust with part of her secret, even if not the whole truth. That morning, she decided to call him for a chat. Tyler, do you have a few minutes? Sara asked, lightly knocking on his office door. Tyler, sitting at his large mahogany desk, looked up from some reports. Of course, Sara, always for you. Come in. He smiled, gesturing to the chair across from his desk. Sara entered and closed the door behind her. As she sat down, she tried to formulate the right words. She couldn't share the full truth, but she also couldn't lie about the gravity of the situation. "I need your help," she began, her voice low and serious. Tyler immediately straightened up, his expression becoming more focused. Asterisk, "What's going on?" Asterisk, he asked, concerned. Sara took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. Asterisk, "I discovered something that's about to change my life completely. And I can't trust anyone around me. I can't give you too many details, but what I need is guidance and strategic support. You know I've always been careful, but now I need to be 10 steps ahead." Asterisk. Tyler raised his eyebrows, intrigued. Asterisk, "Sara, this sounds serious. Whatever's happening, you know you can count on me. If you need financial or legal support, we have resources." Asterisk, he looked at her with genuine concern. Asterisk, "It's not just about money, Tyler. It's about who I can trust. I'm vulnerable in ways you can't even imagine. But I need to protect myself, I need to ensure that what's coming doesn't destroy me." Asterisk. Tyler crossed his arms, his face serious. Asterisk, "Are you in danger?" Asterisk. Sara hesitated for a moment, feeling a lump in her throat as memories of her future death flashed in her mind. Yes, she wanted to scream. Emotional, physical, and mental danger, but she couldn't say that. "I'm surrounded by people who aren't what they seem," she said vaguely. Asterisk, "I need to be ahead of any moves they might make against me. And I need your help to ensure my finances and positions in the company are secure." Asterisk. Tyler nodded slowly, absorbing everything she said. He knew Sara wasn't the type to ask for help lightly, and if she was saying something big was about to happen, he trusted her judgment. Asterisk, "Sara, you've always been one of my best employees. If someone is trying to hurt you, I'll do whatever I can to protect you. Let's start with your finances. Can you show me where you want to make adjustments? And if you need anything more, don't hesitate to tell me." Asterisk. A huge weight seemed to lift from Sara's shoulders. She knew she couldn't trust many people, but Tyler had always been a loyal ally. Now, with him by her side, she felt more prepared to face Max and Anne. Formulating the plan. In the days that followed, Tyler helped Sara reorganize her bank accounts and create a solid plan for her finances. He suggested transferring some control to a trusted entity and guided her on how to invest in new assets to strengthen her position. As they worked together, Tyler noticed a change in Sara. She was more reserved, more calculating than before. But he didn't question it. He knew that if she wanted to share more, she would do so in her own time. During one of their meetings, he made an observation that stuck with Sara. "You know, Sara, sometimes the best defense is a good offense," he said, flipping through some documents. Asterisk, "I know you're taking steps to protect yourself, but if you have proof of what's going on, you could completely turn the tables." Asterisk. Sara smiled slightly. Tyler had no idea how right he was. She was not only planning to protect herself, she was laying the groundwork to completely expose Max and Anne. "I'm already collecting the evidence," she replied, determination tinged in her voice. Tyler looked at her with admiration. Asterisk, "Then you're on the right track." Asterisk. Over time, Sara felt a growing confidence. Max and Anne had no idea they were being watched, nor did they suspect that Sara was building a trap for them. Tyler was helping her create a safety net that would soon close in around the traitors. The next move. After another long afternoon working with Tyler, Sara returned home to find Max distracted on the couch, engrossed in his phone. He seemed so comfortable in his lies that he hardly noticed the subtle changes in Sara. "I had a long meeting today," she commented, dropping her bag on the floor. Max glanced up at her from his phone and shrugged. Asterisk, "Me too. So much work piling up." Asterisk. Sara watched him for a moment, feeling the silent tension between them. She was changing, becoming colder, more calculating, but Max didn't suspect a thing. Good, she thought. The more comfortable he is, the easier it will be to catch him off guard. She knew there was still a long road ahead. Max and Anne had not yet begun their scheme, but that didn't matter. When the moment came, she would be ready, and they would never see the fall coming. In the following weeks, Sara continued to act cautiously. Although Max and Anne still didn't know they were being observed, the details of her plan were advancing in a calculated manner. With Tyler by her side to protect her finances and help her reorganize her life, she felt more secure in taking the next steps. That afternoon, she was in a cafe downtown, sipping a cappuccino while jotting down notes on her laptop. The to-do list seemed endless, but Sara was already accustomed to the intense pace. Suddenly, she received a message from Anne. "Hi, Sara. Hope you're doing well. Can you meet me tomorrow afternoon? I wanted to talk about some future projects for the company. Sara looked at the message with a hint of suspicion. She knew Anne was playing a dangerous game, and every move she and Max made seemed carefully calculated. But this time, Sara was prepared. She knew what was about to happen, so she decided to seize the opportunity. Sure, Anne. Where and what time? She replied coolly. And quickly sent the details, and Sara sat in silence for a moment, contemplating what and might want to discuss. The future project was certainly about Max. But Sara had her own projects in mind. The next day, Sara arrived at the chosen restaurant a few minutes early. She sat at a discreet table in the corner, observing the surroundings. When Anne walked in, with her polished smile and air of confidence, Sara was ready. She knew that anything said during this meeting could provide a clue to confirm her suspicions. Sara, it's great that you could come. Anne exclaimed, sitting across the table as if they were close friends. Of course, Anne. I was curious about this project of yours. Sara replied, keeping her tone friendly while feeling the hidden tension between them. Anne looked at Sara, her smile in place, but her eyes didn't match her expression. It was the kind of smile Sara had seen countless times, the kind that belittles the person across from her. Well, I wanted to discuss some ideas for expanding our product line in our division. I think we have a lot of potential, but we need to work more closely with the finance team. Sara nodded, knowing that the business talk was merely a smokescreen. She was aware that Anne was trying to keep up appearances, but Sara was there for other reasons. Interesting. You know, Anne, I've been thinking a lot about the future too. Sara said, her tone calculated. Anne raised an eyebrow. Oh really? What do you have in mind? Sara leaned a bit forward, looking directly into Anne's eyes, and for a brief moment, Anne appeared uncomfortable. I've been reflecting on who's truly loyal to me and how the people around me can impact my future, in ways I never imagined. Anne's smile faltered for a fraction of a second. She averted her gaze, clearly unsettled by Sara's enigmatic tone. It's always important to have good people by our side, Anne murmured, feigning nonchalance as she stirred her coffee. But Sara could feel the tension. It was clear that Anne was beginning to feel the pressure. Sara decided not to push too hard at that moment. There was still time. After a few more trivialities, they wrapped up lunch. As Anne left, Sara lingered a little longer in the restaurant, mentally reviewing the conversation. She knew Anne was starting to feel the heat. Now, all that was left was to gather the definitive proof of what she and Max were plotting. Back home that night, Sara sat in the living room, reflecting on everything that had happened during the meeting. Max came in shortly after, looking exhausted from work, and flopped down next to her on the couch, tossing his briefcase aside. Long day? Sara asked without taking her eyes off her phone, where she was reviewing some emails. Don't even get me started, Max sighed. Asterisk, the number of issues that popped up today was ridiculous. Asterisk. Sara merely nodded. At this point, she barely heard Max's complaints. Her mind was occupied with the next steps. She knew she couldn't wait much longer. Soon, Max and would start to expose themselves, and she needed to be ready to act. "You've been really busy too," Max commented, glancing sideways at Sara. "Yes, I do," she replied, without offering any more details. Somehow, Max seemed more interested in Sara's activities than usual, making her more alert. Max stood up and walked toward the kitchen, and at that moment, Sara sensed something strange. Max had never asked much about what she did, but now he seemed curious. Maybe Anne had started to suspect that something was wrong. Or perhaps Max was beginning to feel the weight of his own lies. That night, as Max slept beside her, Sara lay awake, planning. She knew the trap was closing in, and soon she would have all the pieces in place. When Max and Anne's affair finally came to light, she would be ready to expose them completely. And the moment was getting closer. With Max and Anne's betrayal becoming increasingly evident, Sara knew she needed to protect herself and ensure they wouldn't take anything else from her. Now that she had Tyler's help, she decided to act quietly to reorganize her finances and, most importantly, adjust the life insurance policy, the real prize that Max and Anne coveted. One afternoon, Sara and Tyler were in his office. The environment was elegant and discreet, with a sweeping view of San Francisco Bay. Tyler, a trustworthy and strategic man in his 40s, was someone Sara knew could help her deliver the final blow without Max suspecting anything. Asterisk, are you sure you want to go through with this, Sara? Asterisk, Tyler asked, his deep voice breaking the silence as he examined a stack of documents before him. I am, Sara replied, looking directly at Tyler. Asterisk, I've seen what Max is capable of. I won't let them win this battle. Asterisk. Tyler nodded and began explaining the steps they would take. He knew that Sara's finances needed to be reorganized in a way that Max wouldn't notice the changes. Adjusting the life insurance policy would be delicate, but it was doable. He meticulously reviewed each detail, ensuring that the transfer of the insurance to a neutral entity complied with all the laws. Let's make a gradual change, he explained, his eyes fixed on the papers. Asterisk, first, we'll change the beneficiaries. Then we'll move the funds to secure accounts that Max can't touch. This way, he won't have access to the money, even if he tries. Asterisk. Sara took a deep breath, feeling a wave of relief as she realized Tyler had everything under control. The life insurance was what they wanted most, Sara murmured, her eyes fixed on the landscape beyond the window. Asterisk, but now, it'll be as if it doesn't exist for them. Asterisk. Tyler smiled faintly. Asterisk, you're turning the game around, Sara. And they won't even notice until it's too late. Asterisk. As they worked together, Sara began to feel a strange sense of power. For a long time, she had been the victim of Max and Anne, but now, for the first time, she was in control. Every document signed, every adjustment made to the accounts, was one step closer to ensuring their betrayal would fail miserably. That night, Sara had dinner with Max as usual. He seemed distracted, lost in his thoughts, which for Sara was now a relief. She knew he was plotting something, but he had no idea that everything was about to come crashing down. You've been strangely calm lately, Max commented, cutting a piece of steak on his plate. Sara smiled slightly, keeping a carefree tone. I think I've learned not to stress so much, she replied, watching him with a hint of irony. Asterisk, sometimes, when you realize you can't control everything, life feels lighter. Asterisk. Max looked at her with an arched eyebrow, perhaps intrigued by her change in demeanor. That's true, he agreed, somewhat disinterested, returning his focus to his plate. Asterisk, but still, you seem different. I hope you're doing okay. Asterisk. Sara bit her lower lip to hide a smile. It was amusing to see him trying to figure out what was going on in her mind, completely unaware of how much she already knew about him and Anne. Asterisk, I'm great, Max. Better than ever. Asterisk. In the following days, Max continued to act normally, still oblivious to the changes Sara and Tyler were implementing. Anne, on the other hand, began to grow impatient. She frequently called Sara, wanting to chat, perhaps out of fear that something was amiss. Sara, however, remained firm in her calm facade. One afternoon, Anne showed up unexpectedly at Sara's house. She was anxious, making Sara realize that her calm demeanor was having an effect. Asterisk, Sara. Asterisk, and called as soon as she walked through the door, not even waiting for an invitation. Asterisk, we need to talk. Asterisk. Sara raised an eyebrow, remaining calm. Asterisk, of course, Anne. What's up? Asterisk. Asterisk, I've been feeling like you've been a bit distant, you know. Asterisk, and started, her voice somewhat hesitant. Asterisk, has something happened? Between us, or with Max? Asterisk. Sara knew this was her chance to test Anne. She decided to act as if she were emotionally drained, letting slip a few calculated pieces of information. Look, Anne, Sara sighed heavily. Asterisk, sometimes, I feel like the people around me aren't as loyal as I thought. I don't know, maybe it's just in my head. Asterisk. And fell silent for a moment, clearly uncomfortable. Asterisk, Sara, you know you can always count on me, right? Asterisk. Sara smiled inwardly, noticing the anxiety in Anne's voice. It was working. But instead of pressing the issue further at that moment, she simply shook her head. Asterisk, of course, Anne. I just need some time to process a few things. I've been thinking a lot about the future. Asterisk. Anne nodded, but Sara could see the insecurity in her eyes. She knew and was starting to fear that something was wrong, but she couldn't guess what it was. And that was exactly what Sara wanted. She was setting the stage for both of their downfalls, and with each calculated move, she was closer to exposing their entire betrayal. That night, as Max slept soundly, Sara looked at him with a mix of contempt and satisfaction. They believed she was weak and vulnerable, but they were wrong. The real game was just beginning, and this time, she was the one holding the cards. Days passed, and Sara continued her silent quest for revenge. Every detail was meticulously calculated to ensure that Max and would never escape the consequences of their betrayals. Now, everything was at stake, and she was about to reveal the truth once and for all. It was a cloudy afternoon in San Francisco, and Sara had decided that this would be the perfect moment to put her final plan into action. She called Max, asking him to come home early. On the other end of the line, he sounded a bit suspicious. Asterisk, why the urgency, Sara? Asterisk, Max asked, his tone skeptical. Asterisk, we need to talk. About us, about the future, asterisk, she replied, keeping her voice calm and neutral. Max agreed to come home early, and Sara hung up the phone with a sigh. She was ready for the confrontation. Tyler was also involved in the details of this crucial moment. He would help ensure everything went according to plan. When Max arrived home, the atmosphere was too calm for his liking. Sara was waiting for him in the living room, sitting casually on the sofa as if nothing serious was about to happen. But something in the air felt tense. Asterisk, what's so important? Asterisk, Max asked, stepping in and taking off his jacket. His eyes were fixed on her, trying to decipher what was coming next. Sara looked at him with a firm expression, revealing little emotion. Max, I think you already know that our marriage isn't going well, she began, crossing her legs and maintaining a controlled tone. Asterisk, and maybe you're wondering why I didn't say anything before, why I kept acting like everything was fine. Asterisk. Max furrowed his brow, unable to hide his growing concern. Sarah, what are you talking about? I know we've had our ups and downs, but what's really going on? She slowly stood up, picking up some papers that were on the coffee table. It was time to reveal a part of what she had discovered. I know about you and Anne. Sarah's voice was low but carried a force that sent a shiver down Max's spine. I know you've been together for months, maybe longer. And I know you were hoping I would disappear. Max turned pale. For a moment, it seemed he would deny it, but the way Sarah was looking at him made it clear that any attempt at lying would be futile. Sarah, I can explain, Max began, stammering slightly, but Sarah interrupted him. Explain what, Max? The fact that you were cheating on me with my best friend? The fact that you two were planning to leave me behind and live off the money that, by rights, is mine? Max opened his mouth to speak, but no words came out. He knew he was cornered, and for the first time, he felt the weight of the actions he had taken. I made a mistake. Max finally admitted, looking down, unable to meet her gaze. It was something that got out of hand, Sarah. I never wanted to hurt you like this. Sarah laughed, a bitter laugh full of irony. Hurt? You and didn't just hurt me. You planned to destroy me. But guess what, Max? I've known about this for some time. And while you thought you were in control, I was making sure you wouldn't take anything from me. Max looked at her, confused. What do you mean by that? She stepped forward, tossing the documents she held onto the table. These are the papers that prove the life insurance has been transferred. All the money, all the properties you thought you would share with and are now protected. You're not going to get anything, Max. And neither will she. Max picked up the documents and flipped through them, his eyes widening as he grasped what he was seeing. His voice came out low, almost a whisper. You changed everything. Yes, Sarah said, satisfied with the devastating effect her words had caused. While you were cheating on me, I was ensuring that, in the end, the one who walked away empty-handed would be you. Before Max could react, the doorbell rang. It was Anne, who had been called by Sarah to witness the final showdown. She entered the house with a hesitant smile, unaware of what was about to unfold. Hi, Sarah. And said, trying to sound casual but noticing the tense atmosphere. Is everything okay? Sarah glared at her with pure disdain before calmly saying. Anne, you arrived just in time. And frowned, confused. She looked at Max, whose face was rigid and speechless, then turned back to Sarah. What's going on? Sarah slowly approached Anne, her voice now laced with coldness. I know everything, Anne. About you and Max, how you were planning to betray me and take everything that was mine. Anne's face went pale, and she took a step back, her eyes wide. Sarah, I can explain. She stammered, glancing at Max for support, but he was just as shocked as she was. Explain what? Sarah stepped closer. That you decided to stab me in the back. That you thought you could take something from me. And tried to speak, but the words vanished. She realized she was in a dead end. I just wanted. I thought that, and began, but Sarah wouldn't let her finish. You thought wrong. And now, both of you will have to deal with the consequences. Sarah turned her back on them, leaving them paralyzed in shock. She went upstairs, knowing she had won that battle. All that was left was to watch as Max and Anne dealt with the ruins of their failed plan. The tension in Sara's house was palpable after the devastating revelation. Max and Anne were frozen, still trying to process the magnitude of what had just happened. But Sara had no intention of giving them the comfort of uncertainty. She was determined to move on. The next morning, as the sun slowly rose behind the hills of San Francisco, Sara sat at the kitchen table, surrounded by an unbearable silence. She had slept little, but her mind was clear. A growing determination surged within her, a desire to take back control of her life. When Max came down the stairs, his expression was a mix of shame and anger. He avoided looking at Sara, still resentful for being unmasked. "Sara, we need to talk," he said, his voice low but firm. Sara lifted her eyes to meet his gaze. There was no room left for false promises. What else do you have to say, Max? Because I'm not interested in hearing empty apologies. He moved closer, as if preparing for a verbal showdown. That's not it, I can't believe this is happening. We built a life together. You destroyed that life when you chose to betray me, Sara replied, maintaining her composure. And now, you'll have to face the consequences of your actions. Max took a deep breath, struggling to keep his emotions in check. What if we tried to fix things? I can change, I can be different. Sara let out a bitter laugh. And you think I still trust you? After everything you've done? At that moment, Anne descended the stairs, her eyes red from crying. She glanced between the two, sensing the escalating tension. Max, please, let's talk about this calmly, Anne suggested, trying to play mediator. Sara, I'm really sorry. Sorry isn't enough, Anne, Sara said, her eyes blazing with intensity. You both thought you could bring me down and get away with it. But that won't happen. Max interrupted, frustration seeping through his voice. What do you want from us, Sara? Do you want to ruin us? Do you want us begging? This isn't about ruining you, Max, she replied, her tone now more measured. It's about taking responsibility. I'm not here to do that for you. I just want to free myself from this farce. And tried to interject once more. Sara, you're strong and smart. You don't need this. We can work this out together. Sara shook her head. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. This is no longer my life. I deserve better. Max seemed to struggle with his emotions, trying to comprehend how everything had fallen apart so quickly. And what will you do now? Just walk away and leave everything behind? Yes, that's exactly what I'll do, Sara replied, her voice steady. I'm leaving this city, this house, and all of you behind. I'm starting over. What if I want to move with you? We can start fresh, Max said, almost desperately. Max, you don't get it. This isn't about starting over. It's about me finding my own voice without you. I don't want you in my life. At that moment, she grabbed her bag and began moving toward the door. And looked at Max, alarmed. Sara, please don't do this. It's not a choice I want to make, but it's the only way out, she replied without hesitation. I can't stay here and keep being reminded of who I was. I have to go. She opened the door, feeling the fresh morning breeze on her face. It was the first taste of freedom she had felt in months. But before she left, she turned to Max and Anne. Asterisk, I hope you both realize that your actions have consequences. And that maybe one day, you'll understand the pain you've caused. Asterisk. Sara stepped out the door, leaving Max and Anne alone in the silence and chaos they had created. As she walked down the street, the weight on her shoulders felt lighter. Each step took her closer to her new life, a life that would not be defined by betrayal and lies. Meanwhile, Max and Anne stared at each other, regret now mixed with guilt. There were no more words left to say, the reality of their choices enveloped them in an uncomfortable silence. Asterisk, what have we done? Asterisk, murmured Anne, her eyes filled with tears. Max looked at the door through which Sara had just exited, his heart heavy with remorse. I think we've lost everything, he replied, deep sadness in his voice. Asterisk, and now, I don't know how we're going to fix this. Asterisk. And so, as Sara walked away, Max and Anne faced the harsh truth of their actions, aware that the consequences had only just begun. Sara strolled through the streets of San Francisco, her heart racing with a mix of relief and anxiety. Each step she took distanced her from the pain she had left behind, but it also led her toward an uncertain future. She didn't know exactly where she was headed, but she knew she needed to get away. As she crossed through Golden Gate Park, the fragrance of flowers and the songs of birds surrounded her, creating an atmosphere that was both soothing and invigorating. The park had always been a refuge that made her feel alive, and at that moment, she needed it more than ever. Suddenly, her phone buzzed in her pocket. It was a message from her friend and confidant, Lisa. Asterisk, hey, Sara. How are you? I've missed you. Let's meet up. Asterisk. Sara hesitated for a moment but quickly decided to respond. Asterisk, hey, Lisa. I'm feeling a bit lost right now, but I'd love to meet up with you. Asterisk. She quickly typed the address of a nearby cafe and sent the message. Soon, her phone buzzed again. Asterisk, Cafe Corner, 3 p.m. Can't wait to see you. Asterisk. Sara smiled, feeling a bit lighter. A part of her was eager to vent, to tell Lisa about Max's betrayal and how she had finally decided to leave it all behind. When she arrived at the cafe, she spotted Lisa waving enthusiastically. Asterisk, Sara. Asterisk, Lisa exclaimed, rushing over to embrace her. Asterisk, you look amazing. What happened? You seem different. Asterisk. Sara chuckled softly, feeling a bit embarrassed. Yeah, I guess it's about freedom, she replied, releasing Lisa's hand and taking a seat. Asterisk, I finally decided I can't live in Max's shadow anymore. Asterisk. Lisa raised an eyebrow, intrigued. Asterisk, what happened between you two? Asterisk. I caught him cheating on me, Sara said, her voice trembling slightly. Asterisk, with Anne. It felt like a punch to the gut. But I decided it was time to leave. Asterisk. Lisa fell silent for a moment, absorbing her friend's words. Asterisk, wow, Sara. That's huge. How do you feel? Asterisk. Asterisk, relieved, actually. I didn't realize how trapped I was until the door closed behind me. Now I'm a bit nervous, but also excited. Asterisk. Lisa smiled, admiring Sara's courage. Asterisk, that's exactly what you deserve. What do you plan to do now? Asterisk. Sara looked out the window, watching people rush by, each with their own story. Asterisk, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking of taking some time for myself. Maybe travel, rediscover who I am. Asterisk. Asterisk, that sounds amazing. I can join you if you want, asterisk, Lisa said, winking. Asterisk, nothing like an adventure to help heal a heart. Asterisk. I think I need some time alone, Sara replied hesitantly. Asterisk, but let me know if you want to join me when I decide where to go. Asterisk. Asterisk, of course. And you don't have to be alone for too long. I'm here for you, always. Asterisk. Sara smiled, grateful for her friend's support. But deep down, there was a part of her that needed to face this journey alone. The conversation flowed, and laughter began to fill the heavy air surrounding them. I didn't know you were so determined, Lisa said, holding Sara's hand. Asterisk, you deserve to be happy, truly. And I'm sure you'll find your way. Asterisk. As they talked, Sara realized that although the road ahead was uncertain, a new determination was rising within her. It was one step closer to the future she had longed for. After a few hours, as the sun began to set, Sara felt it was time to go. She hugged Lisa tightly, promising to stay in touch. As she left the cafe, the world felt a bit brighter. However, as she walked, a wave of nostalgia washed over her. She remembered Max, their moments together, the promises made. But then the image of Anne flashed in her mind, and the sting of betrayal made her stand tall again. She was not just walking away from him, she was freeing herself from everything that had hurt her. Not anymore, she murmured to herself as she moved forward, determined to embrace her new life. Asterisk, I'm ready to be myself. Asterisk. The path ahead might be uncertain, but one thing was clear, she wouldn't look back. And so, with a lighter heart and a clearer mind, Sara ventured into a future that promised freedom and new possibilities. Sara watched the sunlight reflect off the waters of the Bay Bridge as she strolled along the San Francisco waterfront. The gentle breeze caressed her face, bringing a sense of renewal and hope. It was a clear day, symbolizing the new beginning she had finally found after so long living in the shadows of a painful past. After confronting Max and Anne, Sara felt stronger than ever. The humiliation she inflicted upon them had liberated her from an unbearable weight, and now she was ready to embrace her future. The memory of Tyler, her ally, brought a smile to her face. He had been an anchor in her personal storm, always ready to support her and encourage her decisions. His image, with his calm demeanor and confident smile, was etched in her mind. Sara decided it was time to thank him in person for everything he had done. She pulled out her phone and sent a quick message. Asterisk, hey, Tyler. Can you meet me at the cafe on the corner? I have something important to tell you. Asterisk. After a brief pause, his response came. Asterisk, sure. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Asterisk. While she waited, Sara lost herself in thought. She reflected on how Max and Anne's betrayal had transformed her. Instead of feeling defeated, she felt empowered, as if she had finally broken free from the chains that had held her down. It was a new and refreshing feeling. As soon as Tyler arrived, Sara waved and smiled. He was wearing a blue button-down shirt that accentuated his eyes. Sara stood up to greet him. Asterisk, hey, Tyler. Thanks for coming. Asterisk. Asterisk, of course. How are you? Asterisk, he asked, pulling out a chair and sitting across from her. Asterisk, I'm better than ever. In fact, I'm glowing. Asterisk, Sara smiled, feeling the warmth of her newfound confidence. Asterisk, I want to sincerely thank you for everything you've done for me. I don't know what I would have done without your support. Asterisk. Tyler leaned forward, his expression serious. Asterisk, Sara, you don't need to thank me. You're the one who had the courage to face the truth and change your destiny. I was just a friend, and that's what friends do. Asterisk. Sara took a sip of her coffee and looked into his eyes, feeling a warmth that went beyond friendship. Asterisk, but you're more than just a friend. You've become an important part of my life. I feel different with you. Asterisk. Asterisk, different how? Asterisk, Tyler asked, a slight smile playing on his lips. Asterisk, I feel like I can be myself, without masks. You helped me find my strength. Asterisk, Sara replied, the sincerity in her voice making Tyler's eyes shine. The atmosphere between them grew charged with tension, and Sara felt an impulse to step closer. "I'd like to know if you'd be willing to be more than friends," she said, her heart racing. Tyler hesitated, but only for a moment. "Sara, I've always admired you. And after everything you've been through, I really want to explore something more too." Sara smiled, relieved and excited at the same time. "So, how about we start this new phase together? We don't have to rush, but I'd love to spend more time with you." "I'd love that," he replied, his sincere gaze making her heart race. "We can definitely do that. What do you have in mind?" "Maybe dinner tonight. Just the two of us, to talk and get to know each other better." "Perfect. I'll book a special place," Tyler said, his smile lighting up the room. As they continued to chat, Sara realized she was finally ready to love again. The pain of her past was still there, but now she saw it as a part of her story, not as her future. When the cafe filled with laughter and shared stories, Sara felt a sense of freedom. The sun was slowly setting, and the city around them felt alive. She was no longer alone, and the future ahead was full of promise. As she left the cafe, Sara glanced at Tyler, who walked beside her. They exchanged smiles and affectionate words, both aware that they were just beginning a new journey. The past couldn't be erased, but what lay ahead was a new life, a life Sara was eager to embrace, filled with love, confidence, and the freedom to be her true self.